In a year of surprises, Call of Duty is the first-person shooter to surprise me the most. When normally thinking of Call of Duty, the first thing people think about is the fast-paced and frantic multiplayer or the tense and cooperative zombie mode. Yet, this year the campaign outshines them all. The campaign drops the near-future aesthetic of the previous games and jumps straight into the far future of giant spaceships, 3D-printed guns, and experimental weapons that can disintegrate enemies. The weapons aren't the only thing getting upgraded in this game. The characterization of the main cast in this game is also laudable. You play as Nick Reyes, an ace fighter pilot who is soon promoted to captain of a space carrier after the previous captain is killed by Earth's new threat, the SDF of Mars. The Settlement Defense Front are a militaristic faction that broke away from Earth and is now starting a war to take it back. While the plot itself is standard, the way the characters react to Reyes and his promotion to captain are written with great care. The large cast of characters has the appropriate lines for the little amount of time they have in the 6-hour-long campaign. The main cast constantly having their opinions changed or reinforced through the choices of Reyes as a commander is a great dynamic. Relationships and ideals are constantly tested throughout this whole campaign. This all accumulates in a great finale as a well-deserved emotional impact. Even though the campaign itself was a huge surprise, the gameplay, the meat and potatoes of Call of Duty, is just a slightly changed version of the previous entry, Black Ops 3. The sluggish wall running of the previous game is back, and compared to Titanfall 2, it feels slower than before. The rest of the game, though, feels as good as usual. The sliding, sprinting, and extended airtime of the jump jet still feels great, letting you pick up small bursts of momentum or letting you have those great mid-air headshots that always feel great. Even though there are a few futuristic weapons, everything feels very samey in the future. There is still your AK-47 stand-in called the Volk. I never wanted to use them. I wanted to use a submachine gun that can split in two for more up-close firepower, or the beam weapon that causes humans to explode, sending bloody chunks flying everywhere. I wish there was more spice to the gun variety. A new addition to the gameplay is the aerial dogfighting. These gameplay sessions are pretty easy, but not on rails. You get a small arena to fly around in and taking out small ships like yours or large destroyer ships in quick action-packed chunks. If you zoom in on an enemy ship, you automatically follow it and letting you line up quick and easy shots. Though nothing amazing, they still provide a nice change of pace from the regular gameplay, and they don't overstay their welcome. The levels for the campaign, though, are what really sold me on the gameplay. Each level has its own unique twist on something to do, my favorite being on a mining facility orbiting around Mercury. The malfunctioning killer robots only activate if they have sunlight hitting them. It gives a chance for the game to throw overwhelming odds at you, then just have them stop for just enough time to catch your breath before the onslaught continues. The rest of the levels are no slouch either, impersonating an SDF soldier to assassinate high-ranking officers, or on the moon shooting windows and watching enemies get sucked into the vacuum of space. It also helps that the game looks fantastic. Each level is highlighted by great lighting and environmental detail, gunfire sounds great, the explosions are powerful, laser beams beautifully sizzle through the air. Some of the best highlights are the moments when you're on an outside of a ship, flying through the air, grappling onto debris before being shot off by the space battle around you. The enemies are no slouch either. With big robots and a plethora of soldiers to throw at you, the game doesn't make it a cakewalk. The multiplayer is also back and better, but only if you enjoyed the previous game. Specialist classes are now combat rigs which act in the same way, but with a little more packed in. Now you can select up to 3 payloads and 3 traits. Your payload is the ultimate you get to use like a super weapon or a useful utility option. The traits are pretty much a super perk like having full ammo at the start of a round or the ability to run faster for a short time after killing an enemy player. I think each rig brings more variety and feels like a natural evolution of the previous system. While the combat rigs are great, the maps, on the other hand, are as bland as ever. With the addition of wall running, slides, and jetpacks, you would assume verticality would play a big role, but sadly the levels are flat. As I played, I kept wondering if I could get somewhere and just finding myself not being able to, leaving me disappointed just wondering what was the point of these features. Also uninspired in the levels is the levels themselves. I can now be anywhere in the solar system and none of it feels fantastical. On the same note, the new modes themselves feel lackluster as well. The 2 big ones being Frontline Defender, while the smaller party game is Infected. Defender is just oddball from Halo with a Call of Duty skin over it, hold the ball and don't let the enemy take it, keep away for the future. Frontline is actually a weird version of Team Deathmatch, but instead of changing spawns after you die, if the player is overwhelmed with enemy players, you spawn in the same area. I just don't understand this mode. The point of changing spawns was to make sure you couldn't be killed in the same area repeatedly and cheaply, yet this whole mode is focused on that. Infected is just a standard zombie mode. Get killed by a zombie, you become one, or kill a zombie and try to survive the longest. Like the rest of the modes, boring and uninspired. Speaking of zombies, it's back again. This is the first time the series has been helmed by Infinity Ward, and honestly I don't care about the zombies mode. It has a 1980s movie horror vibe and the characters are self-aware. Nothing's really different from normal. Zombies still feels weird in the game, it takes none of the futuristic features this game has to offer, and makes it feel tacked on for the fans. I wish I'd just do Spec Ops mode again. I could see at least some more interesting ideas coming from that. Last but not least, I don't want to forget the Quartermaster. In the multiplayer mode and zombies mode, you can, through missions such as kill 10 people with an assault rifle, earn keys. If you earn 10 keys, you can open a common supply drop, and if you earn 30 keys, you can open a rare supply drop. In these drops, you can earn customization options for your profile to show off other players, salvage, and weapons. With Salvage, you can earn a minute amount by playing the multiplayer. You can make weapons. Now, these weapons are almost always objectively better than the standard gun you have. I bring this up because of Black Ops 3. In Black Ops 3, you could pay for something like these drops with real money. Now, it wasn't as bad as better guns, which would give your opponent an advantage, but this could be a precedent. You can already buy the season pass for this game, which gives access to 1,000 salvage, which is quite a bit, and 10 rare supply drops. Now, if you're looking for the most bang for your buck, this would be the game for you. A fantastic campaign, the multiplayer Call of Duty, which always has a long shelf life, and cooperative zombies. Yet even with the fantastic campaign, none of the other parts feel as inspired. I hope with future games they keep trying to innovate on the previous entries, but I think it needs a bigger push before it finds itself at the undisputed top again. I give Call of Duty Infinite Warfare a 7 out of 10.